Hi everyone, it's Miss Reynolds. We're going to continue learning about vertical angles today. Yesterday, you watched a video with Miss Greif that was an introduction about vertical angles, and now we're going to look at the notes. So, vertical angles are formed by two intersecting lines and are opposite from each other. Vertical angles are equal. They are always equal to each other. So looking at this picture, it says off to the side, vertical angles are congruent, which means equal to each other. The picture to the left, angle 2 and angle 4 are equal to each other because they are vertical angles. So if we look at angle 2, which is right here, and angle 4, use my colors, I should use red. Here's angle 2. Here's angle 4. They are intersecting, and they share this point, and they are across from each other. They are opposite, so they are vertical angles, meaning that they're equal. Then it says angle 1 and 3 are equal to each other because they are also vertical angles. So if we look, angle 1 and angle 3 are also vertical angles with each other. They're intersecting and they're opposite from each other. Looking at part 1, example 1, it says in the picture below, angle A and angle B should say are a pair of vertical angles. Another pair of vertical angles are angle D and angle C. So if I want to use my colors, I know vertical angle A, which is right here, is a vertical angle with angle B. They share a point, they're intersecting, and they're opposite of each other. Angle D and angle C are also another pair of vertical angles. So if we look, angle C and angle D are vertical angles. They share a point, they're intersecting, and they're opposite of each other. So then it says, if the measure of angle A is 70 degrees, what is the measure of angle B? Well, if this is angle A, we know this is 70 degrees, and we also know vertical angles are always equal to each other. So if A is a vertical angle with angle B, then if this is 70, this also has to be 70 degrees. So that makes angle B also 70 degrees. If the measure of angle D is 110 degrees, and we know angle D is a vertical angle with angle C, then what is the measure of angle C going to be? We then would know the measure of angle D is 110 degrees, and angle D is a vertical angle with angle C, then that makes angle C also 110 degrees because we know vertical angles are always equal to each other. Looking at part 1, example 2, it says, name the angle that is vertical to angle ABC. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to find where is angle ABC. So if I look, angle ABC is right here. So I'm going to mark that. Here's angle ABC, and they want to know what is an angle that is vertical to angle ABC. So we have to look for what angle is opposite of angle ABC, shares a point, and is intersecting. So if we look, here's the point. The angle that's opposite from angle ABC is angle RBW. They are opposite from each other, they're intersecting, and they share point B. So it is angle RBW and angle ABC are vertical angles. I added in another problem. It says name an angle vertical to angle CBM. So if we look, here's angle CBM, and I want you to find the angle that is vertical to it. Looking at the problem, here's angle CBM. The angle that's across from it, or that's opposite, is angle QBR. They share the point B. They're opposite from each other, so they are vertical angles. So It is angle QBR that is vertical to angle CBM. Now on to our favorite part, using algebra with vertical angles. So part 2, example 1 says, in the picture below, what is the value of x? Remember, vertical angles are opposite from each other and have equal measures. So if we look at this picture, it says, what is the value of x? So first thing we're going to do is find, well, where is x even at? If we look, 4x plus 40, this measure of this angle, that's where x is at. So we want to see, how can we figure out what is the measure of x? Or what is the value of x? So if we look, this angle is vertical angle with this one. They're intersecting, they share a point, meaning these two angles are equal to each other. So we know that they're equal to each other, so let's write an equation. So we are going to write an equation and solve, okay? So we know these angles are equal to each other, so this measure is equal to this one. So 140 is equal to 4x plus 40. Now we have our equation, and now we can solve. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to move our constant, which is this positive 40. We're going to subtract it on both sides. When we do that, 40 minus 40 cancels. 140 minus 40 is 100. It's now equal to 4x. Now we have to solve for x. So we are going to divide by 4 on both sides. When we do that, 4x divided by 4 just leaves us with x. 100 divided by 4 is equal to 25. So x is equal to 25. Looking at part 2, example 2, in the picture below, what is the value of x? So looking at the picture, there's a hint that says angle UYH and angle HYX are complementary angles. So if we think back, complementary means that it is equal to 90 degrees. So if we look, angle UYH and angle HYX are complementary, meaning these two angles together form a right angle, 90 degrees. We know that. So if this all together is 90 degrees, a right angle, well, if half of it is 40, 90 minus 40 is equal to 50. So we know this measure has to be 50 degrees because these two angles are complementary, meaning when added together they equal 90 degrees. Well, if we know this angle is 40 degrees, this one has to be 50. Now looking, we still have to find what is the value of x. Here's x right here. But now we know these two angles are vertical. They are vertical angles, meaning that they're equal, so we have to write another equation. So I know 50 is going to be equal to 5x. Now I have an equation, and now I can solve for x. I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. When I do that, 5x divided by 5 is just x. 50 divided by 10. 50 divided by 5 gives us 10, so x is equal to 10. So looking back at this picture, just to explain it a little more, they told us that this is a right angle. We can see by the symbol right here. And they tell us that they're complementary, meaning that these two angles added together equal 90 degrees. So if we know half of it is 40, then the other half has to be 50. Just want to explain this problem one more time. This hint told us that angle UYH and angle HYX are complementary, meaning that these two added together equal 90 degrees, and we know that because they told us. And here's the little right angle symbol. So if we know this part of it is 40 degrees, well, we would know then this has to be 50 because 40 plus 50 is 90 degrees. Now that we solved that missing piece, I know these two angles are vertical to each other, meaning that they're equal, so we can write our equation and then solve for x. If you guys have any questions on this lesson, please ask your teachers for help.